Okay, Carly, you handle the Tim Hortons.
Okay,
I'm going to jump in the back hole, go get us a table, for a stump for a table and a couple of chairs, and we'll get after it.
Beautiful. I'm excited. What's up, Hockey Town? Welcome to Coffee with Carly, presented by Tim Hortons. I'm enjoying a morning cup of coffee with back-to-back 50-goal scorer for the Detroit Red Wings and 43 years behind the mic, Mickey Redmond.
Yeah.
An absolute pleasure. I'm so excited to finally be doing this.
Happy coffee morning here.
I know.
Beautiful
Beautiful day. We're getting a little toasty roasty in our Carhartt flannels, but it just felt right to wear a flannel doing this interview.
It always does when you're out here. Yeah. It's good when you're building things and driving machines and getting your hands dirty or whatever.
Can you tell us a little bit about what's keeping you busy in the off season?
Yeah, it's been the house behind us is keeping me rather busy. It's been a long haul because of COVID, you know, and
Sure.
all that stuff for the last couple of years. But we're getting close to the end here, and hopefully by mid to late August I'll have it ready to go. So it's been a challenge. It's been fun. It's been tremendously educational.
Oh, yeah.
It's cool to be able to learn something every day.
Do you think it'll be a little bittersweet when the project is complete?
100%, yes.
What are you going to do with all your time?
Oh, I'll find something to do. I got lots of things to do.
All right, so now we're in your up north room.
That's what I call it. I
That's
call
what
it
you
the up north room because most of it's all wood.
All wood.
And well, for the most part, it's wood. I mean, the fireplace obviously
Right.
is boulders.
And you got a bar here for all your ginger ales?
Yeah, whatever suits your fancy. Yeah.
Speaking of ginger ales, we got to talk about the famous mickeyisms.
It's a crazy night, and the Ducks are here, and we're looking forward to having a ball tonight. Back to you.
We always remember our first kiss, our first car, our first NHL goal, right?
No, so these referees are not going to put up with any baloney, especially with mustard on it.
And I went, oh, geez, are you serious? And usually it was Claude Provo, the checker, and I couldn't check my hat.
When I hit the pillow, I was flying, Ozzy.
Yeah.
If they go dry, I'm going dry, and that ain't going to happen. I'm telling you.
Helm with an empty net. Score! Bingo!
Boys are getting a little bit ugly out there. Give them all a cookie and make them settle down. Well, good luck for that guy if he has to
right.
spend a night in a pokey.
Hey.
Holy jumping.
Well,
Huh? Don't ask me where that came from. It's a Mickeyism. I don't know.
Hey,
Is this something you've tried to incorporate in your broadcast, or
No.
is it just you being you, Mick being Mick?
Don't know where they came from. It's just stuff that comes to me at the time. I really think a lot of them come from my passion for the game of hockey
Yeah,
and being a fan of the game as I'm able to do my work.
yeah.
So I think that's where it probably begins with that, and just things come out of my mouth that I don't know where they came from, but
Sometimes you think back to it, or you hear the broadcast, and you're like, I said that?
that's why I don't listen to myself. One thing that I learned a long time ago is that you can't force humor. It's either there or it's not. The situation allows it, or it's like don't go there. There's a time and a place for all of it.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, I look for those moments and then try to take advantage of them, and stuff like that comes out of me. I don't know. That was not something I practiced or rehearsed or anything. It's like, okay.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about your right-hand man, Mr. Ken Daniels. Last year, the Red Wings broadcast was voted #1 on local TV in a poll by the fans. How cool was it for you guys when you got that news?
I don't know. That's not what we work for.
Yeah.
But I guess it's pretty cool
Yeah.
to be recognized that way. I think the thing that hit most with me, because it was I understood it was a poll not only from Detroit fans, but fans around the league, that non-Red Wing fans enjoyed our broadcast. And that means a lot.
Yeah.
because for me, the passion of the game comes through. Yes, it's partly entertainment, but it's also teaching. I love to teach the game. Like a lady would come up to me several years ago and said, "You have taught me everything I know about the game, and I absolutely love it." That's the greatest compliment I could receive.
That's what makes it so cool about you being a broadcaster is you've played in this game, you know the ins and outs of it. You can anticipate a play before it happens, having been down on that ice at one point. Is this something that you thought you'd always want to go into after your career?
No,
in
I
hockey?
never thought much about that.
No?
As we know, yes, we've done the good things. We've also done the bad things.
Sure.
We've all made the mistakes. But there's a good way to deliver it and there's a bad way to deliver it. I've always tried to find the glass half full side of, you know, errors and mistakes, because the game's full of them. In the crazy world that we live in, there's a lot of crazy stuff, nasty stuff going on. And I think if we can have people forget about that for 3 hours, to put a smile on their face, to give them a good memory, then we've done our job. And hopefully it makes their world a little bit better, at least for a short period of time. Not easy to do, but sure fun to do if you can do it.
Let's talk about what got you into hockey. What made you start playing? Just as a Canadian kid, it was kind of your...
My dad was a pro player.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Not NHL, but a professional.
Yeah.
Played with a lot of the guys I played with actually in Montreal.
No way.
Back in the day, yeah, and amateurs. Played with Jean Beliveau in Quebec City before Jean came to Montreal. My dad was probably, I want to say 32 or 33 at the time, and John was 19 years old. And they're on a team together in Quebec City. So when I'm in Montreal at 1967, my mom and dad were brought to Montreal by the Molson family, the only time. And my dad came downstairs, and Big John, in his broken English and French, said, my dad was Eddie, said, "Eddie, I play with the father, now I play with the son. I think I'm feeling very old." And my dad and he had a great reunion on the time that he was just 19, and my dad was at the end of his career in Quebec City.
Isn't that
So,
incredible?
yeah, it's stuff like that. The history of the game is incredible, and the people in it over the years, and that's what makes it such a great game.
All right, Mick, I'm going to leave you with one last question. This is a tough one in my opinion. Who was your favorite person that you've ever interviewed? Your favorite interview in
Oh
general?
boy, who's the most favorite? My favorite interview?
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a lot of them. I've interviewed Yzerman many, many times with outcomes that were just crazy. That might have been, there was one in Toronto with him.
Okay.
There was a bench clearing brawl at the end of the period. He was in the middle of it, and he came in. I didn't say a word. We were in commercial, waiting to come back, and finally I looked at him and I said, "You okay?" And yeah, and he wasn't quite in the mood to talk hockey. And I said, "I'll tell you what. Let's just talk about your playing golf, playing the guitar, playing Atari, anything but hockey." And by the time we got done, 3 minutes and a half later, he was smiling and laughing. I said, "You know what? I did my job."
You have that effect
And he
on
was happy
people.
about it.
Yeah.
I didn't ask him about coming up the right side, shoots, he scores, and all that crazy stuff. You get enough of that.
You don't want to talk about it.
Let's get outside the box.
Yeah.
So that one is a memorable one for me.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'd say this interview for me. Interviewing you.
I might be the oldest one you've interviewed. How about that?
No. Well, Mick, thank you so much for taking the time.
It's great.
To enjoy a coffee with me. And Coffee with Carley, presented by Tim Hortons. Can you leave
Bingo.
us with a mickeyism?
Bingo, bango. Hot coffee, baby.
Yes. I love it.